Visordown have been very busy over the bank holiday weekend as we joined Henry Crew, the youngest person to circumnavigate the globe on a motorcycle on the final leg of his journey to the bike shed in Shoreditch. Now, the bike he chose for the journey, believe it or not, was the Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled, covering over 55,000 miles and with over 8 tyre changes along the way. So, in fitting with the Ducati theme, I decided to go to Ducati HQ in Silverstone and pick myself up a Ducati Supersport S and meet him as he rode from Purley to the bike shed where his journey started almost a year ago. Now, some of Henry's more sketchy moments, or as he liked to put it, the proper adventure parts, consisted of staying in a prison in Pakistan for his own safety, running and riding away from the police in Honduras, and also staying in the worst part of Medellin in Colombia in a hotel that actually turned out to be a brothel. So this is your ride?
Yeah, this is the last 84,000 kilometers has been purged right there. Yeah, BMW.
Almost. I was going to ask you that later, but yeah, you know, stock.
Scrambler Desert Sled, pretty much stock. I've added the bark busters and the fuel can mounts, the engine guards and the off-road pegs and tail rack is all out of the Ducati catalogue. Some of the bits I love about it now is like a year's worth of knees rubbing on the tank and like stripped it. No paint left on the levers from grabbing those for a year. I popped a throttle lock on it, so I love this, so good. Made by a couple that rode around the world and then designed their own throttle lock because they weren't happy with what was on the market. But yeah, I mean, it's got a custom seat cover on from Larson Upholstery, but the actual seat is the extra comfort. Extra comfort, it still hurts.
Yeah.
Extra comfort model from Ducati. And then Malay luggage, which has just been amazing. You couldn't tell from these that they've hit the ground a few times, and they've been around the world through minus 10 to 52 degrees Celsius. Monsoon season, tons of water, beaches, deserts, whatever, you name it. These bags have gone through it, and I love it. So much quality.
And I mean, you know, silly questions, but sorry to talk numbers, but how many tyres? You know, how many tyres were you rocking?
Probably
through?
about 8 or 9 tyres. Wow. The front, the rear wears out 2 or 3 times quicker than the front, and it depends what road I'm riding on. If it's more off-road, the crossover tyres that last longer. Some countries the tarmac wears your tyres way quicker, so in Australia my tyres will burn out twice as quick as anywhere else. Just the different composites, I guess. There's a nice smash in this guard from a rock in the Himalayas that just split the cover.
But you know, have you on this experience, you know, there's obviously GS is, I just said earlier, GS is kind of going to be the one to go for, but what drew you to the sled, you know?
Yeah, I've got a pet peeve with the GSs, just because you see so many of them and they're just used for commuting. It's a comfortable bike, I get it, it's easy, but because of Charlie and you and everyone just assumes that that's the bike you have to have, and I mean, had KTM not dropped out, people would probably be saying the same about them. So it was nice for me to show that A, it doesn't need to be a typical adventure bike, and B, it definitely doesn't have to be a BMW 1200 GS. This is weighs half as much. With all my luggage on it, weighs the same as a 1200 GS, with no guards, with no petrol, with no oil in it. The engine is big enough to rip off-road and cruise at highway speed. I don't think at any point I thought, I'd like an extra 400cc or whatever it is. GS doesn't make sense to me, and this doesn't make sense to a lot of people. So I think you should just ride on the bike that you like, that you enjoy, makes you happy. It looks good. I love riding it.
So you have really bonded with it then after.
And I think as well the thing that annoys me is when people are like, I bet you'd rather have done it on a GS, or it's not a very good choice. It's like, well, I've done it. And I'm telling you it's comfortable, or it's not the most comfortable. Sitting on a bike at all for that long is never comfortable. But I love the bike. I've just done it.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
And the reason for this huge trip, you may ask? Well, sadly, Henry has lost many, many friends to suicide, as lots of them suffer from depression and mental health issues. So Henry raised money for Movember and also raised awareness about these issues, and sees riding a motorcycle as a form of therapy, and says you don't have to go to the extreme of riding around the world, just find something you love and find something that gives you a form of escapism, with motorcycling being exactly that.